Good evening, I'm Julie Chen. Welcome to Big Brother 5. It's day 70 inside the Big Brother house, and with less than 2 weeks to go until finale night, the 5 remaining house guests are closer than ever to the $500,000 prize. Tonight, Karen, the portrait artist from New Jersey, and Michael, the security officer from Oklahoma, are up for eviction. Only 2 house guests, Drew and Diane, will cast their votes and evict live. If there is a tie, Nokomis, the current head of household, will cast the deciding vote. Tonight's evicted house guests will sit on the Big Brother 5 jury that decides the winner. But first, Diane has double-crossed the Girl Alliance by forming a partnership with Drew and Michael and conceiving a plan to evict Karen. Will it work?
I do choose to exercise the power of my veto. And I choose to save you, Drew. So, Herschel.
Karen, I'm gonna have to hug you up onto the green block.
The plan this week goes like this. I saved Drew, and that put Karen on the block next to Cowboy. 2 people are voting for eviction this week. Drew and myself. I am sitting kind of pretty in the house with everybody on my side right now.
By the way, I'm not like freaked out or anything, so nothing in my knowledge has changed. I know to go about the way you said. So the worst case scenario is that she's gonna have to vote. We've known each other for 2 months. Can't take it too hard, though, you know. Can't take it too personally. So, whatever. I trust her. He was running for mine.
I was sitting out here by myself sulking. Why the back door? Why so undignified?
I don't think that they will.
I don't either, but you know what? I didn't think that they'd use the veto either. She made a commitment to me and you, Final Four. And Drew probably made that commitment to Cowboy, Final Four. So she wants to prove to Drew that she'll do anything he wants. So she's gonna go with his Final Four instead of our Final Four. And if you don't believe that, you're naive, and I know you're not.
If there's a tie, then there's a tie and Cowboy will live. The only thing that makes me nervous is that I told Cowboy previously that I would break the tie in his favor, but I'm not going to be able to now because why would I want to keep Cowboy when Karen's on the block and I'll have a better chance of staying in the house if Karen's here? I hope it comes to a tie so that Cowboy can look at me all cocky and I can say, Cowboy, I'm sorry, but you're out.
If Drew said he was voting out Cowboy, right now I would believe it.
I don't think that you'll be leaving. Diane wants Cowboy gone.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'll be natural this week and trust you 100%.
We can tell Karen exactly what she needs to hear, and she'll have 1 minute to realize that it just changed.
Right. And at one time I wanted to go with my sister, but she's plotting to get me out this week.
We don't never know what's going to happen in the Big Brother house.
Right.
I'm pretty worried about Diane. I'm kind of scared, and Cowboy's scared that Nokomis and Karen are just going to corner Diane and just shoot at her to see what Diane will say.
The vote's going to be, if it's not unanimous, it's going to be a tie. So I really don't think there's anything to worry about. Listen, this is what I told her. Trust me when I say, if the votes are not unanimous, then it's going to be a tie, and she's going to break the tie. It's the only way. It's the only way it's going to work. Just doing. If the vote's tied up, I know that Nick would put Cowboy out of the house. Absolutely. She would hate to do it, but she would do it. Nick needs Karen around. That is her alliance.
Diane looked me in the face today and said, you know, you'll be fine. But, you know, she could be lying to me. I don't think Diane could pull off a bold-faced lie as smooth as she did. However, I really don't trust her now, and I'm wondering if Diane and Drew have been playing everybody all along.
I just hope we can pull this week off.
Yeah.
I feel that I would not want to make it to the Final Four without you.
Same here, dude.
And I might be crazy for it, but this was the only hope that we had, and that's why I took it.
Yep. Phase 1 and 2 of our plan's over with. Diane won the veto, and she used it to save me. Karen's in the block.
Okay, what's third?
Making sure Diane votes Karen out.
What's fourth?
It's next week.
We win HOH.
Win HOH, make sure Diane doesn't win HOH.
You and I will be the final two standing.
Break it up, break it up.
Well, we're talking about you.
Well, I know. I figured that much. You're not going to screw me over for Cowboy after this is all said and done, right?
Right.
Promise?
I promise.
Swear?
Yes.
Okay.
Tonight's live eviction is minutes away. Who will be going to the jury house, Karen or Michael? Let's go back to the living room and talk with the two nominees. Karen, Michael, the live eviction is coming up. Each of you will now have a chance to plead your case to your fellow housemates. Think carefully about what you would like to say. Only 2 people are voting this evening, so you still might be able to change their minds. Karen, why don't you go first?
Well, I have nothing officially prepared, so I think that this game is about different reasons for everybody, and I don't think anybody's reasons are more or less important than anybody else's. And the way I've tried to be is exactly the way I would be in real life, and I've been truthful with everybody. So I'll be truthful. I'd like to stay if you'd like to have me, and that's pretty much it. You guys know me inside and out. Just by looking at me, you know what I'm thinking, so that's all I could say.
Thank you, Karen. And Michael, what would you like to say?
Well, Karen actually took words out of my mouth. You know, over the weeks we've grown really close, and even Diane and myself. You know, I would love to be on the Final Four next week as well, and y'all know how I am. So if y'all feel that I need to go, I'll respect that. If you want me to stay, I'll respect that as well. And thank y'all all.
All right. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
It's now time for the live vote. The 2 nominees are not eligible to vote. Neither is Nokomis, the current head of household. In the event of a tie, Nokomis will cast the deciding vote. One at a time, Drew and Diane will enter the diary room and cast their votes to evict. Remember, you are not allowed to reveal your vote to any of your housemates. Diane, you're up first. Please go to the diary room. Since the beginning of the game, Diane formed an alliance with Karen, but she recently conceived a plan with Michael and Drew to make it to the final 3. What will Diane do? Hello, Diane.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I'm sorry, but I have to vote to evict Karen.
Thank you, Diane. Please go back to the living room and send in Drew.
Okay.
Drew is one of Michael's closest allies in the game, but Drew is also thinking about who he would like to be up against if he makes it to the final 2. Will he vote to evict Karen or Michael? Hello, Drew.
Hey, Julie.
Please tell us your vote.
I vote to evict Karen.
Thank you, Drew. Please head back to the living room. That's 2 votes for Karen, no votes for Michael. It is official. Karen has been evicted from the Big Brother house. We'll reveal the voting results to the house guests when we return. Welcome back to Big Brother 5. Let's return to the living room and reveal the voting results to the house guests. House guests, the votes are in. Just a reminder, when I reveal the results of the voting, the evicted house guest will have 1 minute to say goodbye, gather their belongings, and walk out the front door. By unanimous vote, Karen, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
It's okay. Thanks for backdooring me. That was great. Thank you. I told you I knew it. I could read it a mile away. I don't know, when you trust people, you give the benefit of the doubt no matter what, right? It's fine.
That's always my fault.
How fun did you go?
Even Marvin didn't get backdoored.
It wasn't backdoored.
It was. Thanks.
When I said unanimous, I meant it. And then comments, and I know you're gonna hate me too.
Oh,
but
no, dude, it's a game, and I've already said...
Hey, Karen, how you doing?
Shirley, this here?
Yeah, just throw that down on the ground and come on up. How are you?
Hi. I knew it was coming.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
this game.
I know that we had that talk in that room, and everything's out in the open, and I can talk about it a billion times. Your pinky is the only pinky I touched. Me and her never verbally made any promises to each other.
And I know that,
made
and
that
that's
decision.
why I'm not mad. Listen, come here.
I know, but
Come
I
here,
don't want
come
you to
here.
hate me because I had to put her
Listen,
out.
I don't.
It had nothing to do with
I know.
her.
I know. I understand. Depending on the situation, Karen has, I know it's horrible, but Karen has a whole bunch of friends in the jury house.
Yeah, I know.
And, it sucks, and she's a good friend, and I know that you didn't do it for personal reasons, but, it's a good game move, and it sucks, and I kind of expected it to happen, but, I'm not going to get pissed off at anyone, like, truly, at all.
I just thought maybe it was in her best interest. I didn't lie about it, but it wasn't in my best interest to say, hey, I'm voting you out Thursday, just so you know. I didn't want to have to deal with that.
If you said anything on your reel in there that she might get right now, it might make it
I've completely
better.
explained myself in that.
Then you have to...
You voted her out, too. Why am I getting all the crap for it? I'm sorry.
Karen, how are you feeling right now?
I knew it was coming, and I'm kicking myself because there was a time that I had a veto, and I chose to leave Adria on the block because Adria had gone against a promise between Diane and Will in a group, and it was more in defense of Diane and defense of that group and that joint promise, and I kind of didn't want to do it to Adria, and I did it. And Adria kind of forewarned me it was coming, so.
And Adria, before she was evicted, she said she would do what she could to keep you in the house, and you voted to evict her.
I did.
Looking back, was that a huge mistake on your part?
I don't really know, because I don't think that my vote would have saved her necessarily, but I could see it in body language. I'm a pretty good read of people, and I could tell by the way Diane and Drew were acting towards me the last couple of days. I knew that they were not being truthful with me, and I just didn't have it in me. I'm physically drained and I'm emotionally sapped, and it's really hard to deal with the kind of people that they are. They almost are ruling that house, and they turn their backs and they walk away, and they don't want anything to do with anybody around them, and it's just very, very difficult, and the circumstances in there are very, very draining. And unless you're in there 24 hours a day, I don't think anybody realizes. Even the people at home don't realize. And I really miss my family. So all of that has been very, very hard to begin with. So maybe it's for the best.
You did say to Nokomis that you did not have a commitment to Diane and you wanted her out of the game. So can you blame her for what she did?
Diane?
Yeah. In that she voted you out, and when she had the veto, she saved Drew, knowing you were going to be put up on the block.
Right. Well, the problem that I had was the previous veto Diane had won when she was put on the block by Drew. Diane had told me she would not use the veto. She looked me point blank and said, if I get the veto, I'm not using it. And less than 12 hours later, she used it. So right then and there, I feel actions speak louder than words, and I felt she looked at me and she blatantly told me a bold-faced lie. And I felt that that caused me to not trust her. And her and Drew have obviously been conspiring the whole time and playing on everybody. So, you know, whatever went on, if I told Drew, hey, Drew, you know, Diane told me something that wasn't true, he went back to her, and it's just, it's all very juvenile. I'm 30 years old. I'm trying to play hide and seek with these people. I've kind of had enough.
You hung in there. And you made it very close.
I tried. I hope I didn't embarrass my family.
Not at all. Well, you know what? Let's hear what your fellow house guests had to say in the event that you were evicted tonight.
Karen, if you're seeing this, that means that you were backstabbed by a whole bunch of heathenistic, evil people.
You are going to be missed in this house. You was a great competitor. You played the game very well. I think that you're a great person, great personality, great charisma.
Karen, I have nothing against you. I love you as a person. You've been honest with me since day one, and I've been honest with you as well. My decision was just because of the game, and I was scared of being the only guy left in this house.
Please, 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 please don't be upset with me or mad at me. I want you to know that what I did was a strategic move only in this game. If Nick and you were standing next to me at the end of this game, I know that the two of you guys would have probably put me out of the game, which is why I had to do what I had to do.
Is that true?
Actually, it is, because Nick didn't lie to me and Diane did. You know, I was playing more with the notion of, I didn't want to take somebody to the end that everybody hated just because it would have been an easy win. I wanted to take somebody to the end who was honest with me, even if it would have given me a run for my money, and it would have came in second.
Well, you know what, Karen? We will see you back here on September 21st when you and the rest of the jury will crown the winner of Big Brother 5, whoever that may be.
I hope it's Nokomis.
Okay, we know where your vote's going. We'll see if she makes it to the end.
I hope she does.
Thanks, Karen. If you have any questions for Karen, you can talk to her live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show at CBS.com. And tune in to watch Karen on The Early Show tomorrow morning on CBS. When we return, we're down to the final 4 house guests. Which one will be the new head of household? The live HOH competition is coming up.